Yeah, no, I loved Calvin's team. It's, you know, the big four of the offensive threats in this metagame, plus Dragonite and Frostlass to add, you know, Frostlass offensive and support, while Dragonite's just like a coverage monster.
Yes.
And then Jonathan's team, we've seen it plenty today. We're seeing it again. That Espathra Archaludon stuff with Scovillain. This one, not the Sableye variant that we had seen on stream. I forget who was running it. I believe Max was.
I think it was Max, actually. I think you're correct.
So two pretty different teams where Calvin just has a general good stuff team with, you know, 6 amazingly strong attackers.
With Megas a choice.
Yeah. And Jonathan has, you know, a Mana Plan a Canal, or whatever it is.
Honestly, this team is really solid. I like Espathra. I like its ability to get that speed boost over a passage of time. You protect on the first turn, make sure you get that first one in there, and then you can baton pass that boost to anyone. We saw that in the last game when you baton passed a speed boost over to Archaludon, and it basically swept the game from there. It was so good. It was electrifying. But Espathra really rising in usage recently, too.
Yeah, it has that setup potential, and there are so many good support pieces in the metagame right now.
Absolutely.
And not a lot of moves that, you know, can really hit it with spread how it wants. So we are going to see the Mega Evolutions off the rip for both of these trainers.
Nice
Dire
damage.
Claw into the Scovillain going to do a hefty chunk of damage, and obviously burn the Sneasler for its troubles. If we see a Blizzard coming out here from the Frostlass, probably going to be able to pick up the KO, and that is just what we see. Is it going to be enough for the KO? It most certainly is. So that is 2 burned Pokemon on Calvin's side of the board in exchange for the Mega.
I think it's a fair trade, honestly. You're going to have to deal with this burn in some shape or form in this metagame because it's a very physically offensive metagame. Might as well bite that bullet now, get the damage in, clear them off the board, and now your 2 Pokemon in the back don't have to deal with that burn at all. And Frostlass, being a special attacker, doesn't very much mind a burn at all either.
Yeah, the Frostlass burn not mattering. The one on Sneasler definitely mattering, but I think it did its job already of clearing the Scovillain off the field, right? You may want to bring it in later for the Archaludon or the Sylveon, but I think there's other Pokemon in the back that can handle that. Not to mention, you know, the Frostlass can also kind of handle that if it were to switch out, which Calvin actually opts not to do here. Possibly staying in and going for a Shadow Ball into this Espathra. A close combat here, expecting a potential baton pass and just getting some damage on the board. Also activating the White Herb more crucially. And I assume we're going to see a Shadow Ball come in here. Unlikely to be enough through the Calm Mind. Barely hangs on that Espathra, as we are going to see the Citrus Berry from the Espathra. Politoed gonna launch an Icy Wind and slow these Pokemon down a bit. Had that been a Dire Claw into the Espathra, that would have been enough damage to take it out. And I think Calvin can definitely use that information in Game 2 and a potential Game 3 here. But we are just going to see Espathra in a perfect position to baton pass into what is almost definitely
Archaludon.
It
has to be. It has to be. That Pokemon is just so ridiculously strong with any amount of boosts, and the fact that you can get those defensive boosts from taking damage of any source either. Do you remember when that monster had a body press? Like, do you remember that time? Oh my gosh, what were they cooking on this Pokemon?
I remember when people said this thing was going to be flipping burgers. Now that it doesn't have.
Yikes!
I'm just like,
Who said
you guys
that?
are so wrong. This Pokemon has 600 base stat total.
This is not a Deku situation.
It's a Steel Dragon type.
It's amazing.
With Electro Shot.
Oh my gosh, he ate that up.
Yeah.
He ate that up.
Yeah, and that's only +1, I think. And this Politoed also, to get back to the match, Psych Up into the Archaludon. So
my gosh.
Politoed now has those boosts.
Did he really just click Psych Up?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, that's brilliant. Holy cow, that's amazing. Wow, this is an incredibly powerful Politoed now. It can do so much damage with those boosts.
Yeah. So Calvin going to have to figure out here how he's going to break through any of these Pokemon now that they have +2 or +1 special defense. We are going to see the
Oh,
Weather
this is
Ball
gonna hurt.
going into the Sneasler at +1 in the rain. Gonna be a knockout. And our Chaladon probably either going to go for a Flash Cannon or an Electro Shot here, calling a potential switch, and knowing that even at +1, going up to +2, probably would be enough to take out Frostlass from here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Kingambit go down here. It may hold on with just a little bit, and we are, oh wow,
Ooh,
gonna
wow.
see it take that very handily.
Yeah, it's not stab, so you're not expecting a one-hit knockout, even with 1 or 2 boosts. Maybe 2 boosts might have been able to do it, but yeah, it's not. It's just not stab.
Yeah.
It is still an incredibly powerful move to have in the rain, especially.
And with this Archaladon being bold-natured and more bulky, maybe not having that much special attack investment, although I'm not sure how much more would have gotten this Kingambit all the way there. Now this Dragonite's in, and interestingly, you know, it does have multi-scale.
It
so
does.
it might be able to take 1 hit, but you're also putting this Politoed in a situation where it wants to Icy Wind to do the damage to the
Well,
Dragonite.
hold on, right? We do have that Frostlass in the back, and I wonder if bringing in Dragonite now is because we don't want to set up Snow for Politoed to have Weather Ball do ice damage. Is that how that works?
It would be doing ice damage. That's true.
Oh my goodness! I think we're thinking about next game. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, we have a Dragonite on the board that's specially oriented and does not have that stat boost anymore. But we are going to see the Icy Wind come out. Gonna give that Kingambit a +2 attack boost here. And if Jonathan didn't go for an attack into the Kingambit, gonna be a really dicey
bad
situation.
time.
But
Okay.
we do just see the Flash Cannon come out, and it is gonna be enough to knock out that Kingambit. So we are going to have an unfortunate change of weather here now. Normally would be quite all right, but under these circumstances, with a Dragonite there,
Oh man!
looking a bit.
Oh no! You won the Weather War.
Oh no! This Politoed with, I believe, 2 stages of increased speed from the Psych Up.
no! I want to see how much damage it does. I hope he does it for me. Yes, let's go. Let's see it. Let's see it. Okay,
It's not
it's multi-scale.
the same type of attack, it's not
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All
There's
right,
no
all right.
weather boost that's taken into account. So that is just 100 base art and Flash
Oh
Cannon
my
comes out.
gosh.
Gonna go right into the Dragonite. And now we are playing a bit with the dice. If the Frostlass here is able to get some freezes on the board, never mind.
Never mind. Yeah, we're gonna take that rather handily. I think Blizzard is your win con at this point. I have to freeze.
was.
Oh.
But,
Oh.
now you have 2 Pokemon that are outspeeding you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Calvin throwing in the towel there, knowing that a lot just happened there. And Calvin, I'm trying to see a way for Calvin to break through this offense.
How
The
interesting
session
that
was interrupted.
the session was interrupted.
1 second.
How interesting. I mean, let's talk a little bit about that, right? That was the first time in a long time that winning the Weather War was like losing it rather was preferred. Like, like yes, please set up your weather.
Yeah, I do think that had the Weather War been not lost, you still had access to Icy Wind.
That's
Your
true.
Archaladon was set up to a point where it wasn't going to be broken by the Frostlass, and you just had a Dragon Pulse to go off into the slot. I don't think it mattered that much, because if you wanted to be safe, the Politoed could just go for a Water-type Weather Ball into the Dragonite, get its multi-scale down,
Yes,
and then
yes.
Archaladon could come in afterward and finish that
I know,
up.
this happened before.
For what it's worth, I think early game wasn't too bad for Calvin.
No.
We were able to take out and deal with the threat of their Mega, take them out of the board, and then we had so much pressure on this Espartha, but at some point we just lost the way. What happened, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue that Calvin should recognize is the close combat into the Espathra, thinking there might be a baton pass, and not quite realizing that, you know,
True.
all right, so we do have game 2, turn, looks like 1 on the board, same leads as last time, and now we're going to see if Calvin can make the right call to get damage on this Espathra. If the Espathra can't pass a baton pass out, this team kind of falls apart.
Yes, it does.
Archaladon and Politoed are definitely still strong.
Of course.
But they don't have the crazy firepower that they would at being, you know, +1 in special defense and special attack, as well as the +2 in speed, which they had, which made a very meaningful difference here. As we are just going to see the Froslass Mega evolve on this turn 1, and the Espathra goes for Protect. I assume because the Scovillain also went for no Mega, it is going to Protect here. And we are going to see what Moody Boost it gets on this turn.
One of my favorite mini games. What's it gonna boost? Let's see what we get.
Alright, we actually do see the Aurora Veil from Calvin here.
I like this adjustment.
Yeah, gonna prevent damage from coming out on the board, but ooh, the speed on Scovillain here is actually pretty big here, given that it has Overheat. So it could just, you know, I don't know how much investment this Scovillain has in special attack, but once it Megas, I think it has enough firepower, pun I guess intended, to take out the Froslass here. The question is it fast enough at +2 speed? And I think it will be.
I'm not so sure. I mean, it really does come down to how these Pokemon are trained, but Scovillain not noticed for, like, speed investment, you know what I mean?
It does have enough in base to outspeed. I believe this Froslass is modest, so I think if my numbers are correct, at worst it's a speed tie, but more often than not, it's not. And we are just going to see a Lumina Crash come out into this Froslass. And if Overheat connects, that Froslass is going down. We do see Overheat. It does connect.
Wow.
And that Froslass is off the field. That is a Mega gone for Calvin, even through the Aurora Veil. And we have the Sneasler on its lonesome to throw out an attack here. The Dire Claw into the Espathra. If a condition comes out here,
rolling
it's
a
going to
dice,
make a difference, but it doesn't. Espathra is going to go up to +2 speed, and didn't take too much from that Dire Claw there.
Yeah, either
Although
way,
it
this
did
whole
go for
team.
Calm Mind. Now you have to deal with a full health Scovillain that, yes, it's -2 special attack. It's not going to be firing off as hard, but it doesn't need to at this point.
No.
It just needs to Rage Powder and throw out some Spicy Sprays. Calvin's going to need a critical hit with this Dire Claw into the Scovillain here to get the KO, and Kingambit's going to need to get a very hefty hit into this Espathra that is Citrus Berry, so it very well might go down to a Kowtow Cleave. But as we saw in Game 1, I don't believe Sneasler's Dire Claw was enough to take out the Scovillain. I believe it brought it down to about 25%,
Yes.
so a critical hit would be really in Calvin's favor here. But even then, you have to take out the Espathra, and it could just Baton Pass here.
And then, of course, Scovillain could just go ahead and do the unthinkable and Rage Powder, and and now both your physical attackers are looking pretty burned and useless. No, this is not looking good. This is not looking good at all. Ooh! Did it actually survive with one? Did it have the hidden focus? Oh, why the hidden focus sash, baby? Insane! That Pokemon got 2 items on his body, Judge. Judge. That's insanity. Oh, the bird. That's right. What is this game?
A 4-time super effective same type attack bonus
Oh my
move.
gosh. Oh man, the
Just
double burn.
missed the KO into a Sneasler.
Wow. Can you say holy roll? We got it in the end. We got it in the end. The world is healing. The world is healing. It went
I
down.
don't even know. Like, this Espathra's now +4 speed. The Kingambit's on the field burned. You get to bring Politoed in here.
Yes. You get the Baton Pass and Click Psych Up in the same turn.
Yeah, you don't even...
Oh, yeah.
Comes in.
That's a good adjustment.
And, I mean...
It's not fast enough, though.
It's fast enough to not outspeed Espathra, but it's probably just going to be a Baton Pass into this Archaludon, and even without the boosts into its special attack and special defense, that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
You only have 2 physical attackers on the field. Basculegion's going to have to throw out a hefty
lifting.
wave
Oh,
crash
man, yeah.
into this slot, if it can even hit it right now.
Nah, I mean, even the wave crash just isn't enough. Even with the rain, it's a resistant move.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be enough to, like, one-shot at Argalon.
I mean, it's going to need to be a stupendous critical hit. That was crazy town.
This has to be the max roll critical hit. That has to be the best critical hit I've ever seen in my life. Well, okay, here comes Argalodon, and now we're waiting for the Psych Up. Oh, no, just going for the Weather Ball. Interesting.
Yeah, so not going for the speed here, thinking, I don't really need that speed. I don't need to waste.
Wait, maybe he has it already.
Last Respect's coming out, not even the Wave Crash. Does a good amount of damage here. Kowtow Cleave also coming out into that Archaludon.
Wow.
Not doing a lot of damage. We'll have to see, though. Does this Basculin Legion have enough bulk in it? Its HP is pretty high. Does it have enough to take Jay's standard +1 Electro Shot here?
It is super effective. I'm not so sure. This is looking dicey.
It's very, very dicey indeed. If we even see that Archaludon attack this turn, it could very well just go for a Protect, get some more leftovers recovery, while the Kingambit gets chipped down a bit. And we actually do see right away the Electro Shock coming out at a regular +1, a regular +1. Is this going to be enough into the Basculegion to get the 1-hit KO?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking out survival!
And that is an extremely bulky
Basculegion,
but also a very bulky, weak Archaludon here. And if it's able to get off another Last Respects here, I don't believe it's enough for the KO at +2.
Oh.
But Kingambit is going to be able to clean that up with Kowtow Cleave here. Going to be able to pick off that 7 HP. But now it's kind of tough. You have the Espathra in back, which we already saw does not have a very high... Oh,
the Aurora Veil!
And it's just the forfeit from Calvin. We forgot about the Aurora Veil
That's
the whole
what
time.
it was.
Duh.
The 1%. Oh, man. That
Calvin
was an
just throwing in the
explosive.
towel there,
That was
yeah.
fun. Oh, my gosh. Yo.
I can't believe we forgot about the Aurora Veil.
That was like reading a good book with a surprise at the end. Yo.
It's like on page 1 it tells you the twist, and then all of a sudden on the last page it tells you the twist again. You're like, oh my god, I never knew. I mean, it's 10 o'clock.
Dude, I'm fried. But at least this tournament is going off with a hitch. We have final round coming up for you next. Stay tuned. We're going to be going right into it. Do not leave just yet. We'll be right back.